So I leave it on your eyes. I always feel like I'm behind you. I try.
What's going on, freaks? Vaping with Hack back at you again for another review. And tonight we're going to be checking out the Coral Subohm tank. Hang in there. Alright guys, we're back and we're going to try something a little bit different today. We're going to go ahead and go up close. But this is the packaging for the Coral tank by ZPAL, I guess you say it. Really nice packaging. Reminds me of like what, the Free Max packaging, stuff like that. You got your plastic case, white liner, got Coral on it. What we'll do is we'll kind of read over the back real quick. But it's a top filling Subohm tank, and it has a fairly large top filling section in the top. I'll show you when I take the top cap off. But it's made out of quartz glass, stainless steel. It has its own kind of very large drip tip. It isn't compatible with 510 drip tips. They have their own, but the inside is made out of acrylic. So it's supposed to reduce the heat, and it does have the top airflow on the drip tip, which I don't like, but either way, that's what a lot of things are going to. 4 adjustable airflow slots on the bottom. This has a ton of airflow in this tank. It's insane. A unique DVC design delivers maximum power over 120 watts. This tank can be ran up to 200 watts from what I've researched on. It has a 5 mil tank capacity. It comes with 2 coils, one installed and one extra. They're both 0.2 ohm coils here, rated from 60 to 120, but it can go well over that as well. I really like the coils in this, and I like that it didn't come with a nickel or anything like that. I like that it comes with 2.2 ohm coils, because these coils are amazing. So that's really about all that's written here on the back. It shows you a couple of, I guess preferred mods you can run it on and stuff like that, and shows you what it comes with. It comes with a user's manual in the box as well. But what we'll do is we'll take the tank out so I can show you it. Well, I'm going to show you the coils first. But if this coil looks familiar, this tank is compatible with the TFV4 coils. But I gotta tell you right now, out of the TFV4 that I used when it was brand new, these coils kick the TFV4 like quad and triple coils ass. I really love this coil, and it's got huge airflow, has Japanese cotton on the inside here. It has 4 airflow holes here in the bottom pin, really large. I mean, this thing, it is a cloud chucker, man. You see the 0.2 ohm, 60, 120, but really this can keep up at 200 watts. I was chain vaping it at 200 watts, and it's just amazing. These coils are awesome. They're simple, but really awesome coils. And you can see all the juice feed holes here. You have sections here with 4 and 4, so 8 actual wicking holes. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have 4 little rows of 8. So you can do the math on that. But the coils are just amazing coils, guys. I'm telling you, I don't really get that excited about Subohm tanks, but I really am with this tank. This tank is just, oh, I love this tank. So freaking good, guys. I would not shit you on this. And the price is fucking cheap, man. I paid $30 even for this tank. And with it being compatible with TFV4 cools, and you have just tons of cools you can run off that thing. But honestly, the cools that come in this thing are fucking awesome. But look at this tank, man. Isn't it beautiful? You have the ZPAL on one side, or ZPAL, whatever, however you say it, and then the coral engraved in it. And I just love the look of it, man. I just think it looks beautiful. I love these divots that they put in it. Has really big, nice airflow here, which is adjustable. You can slide it either way. Sorry, my camera's having a hard time there, but you can slide it either way. Whatever you put on one side, if I choke it down, it's going to choke it down on all four, just like every Subohm tank or whatever. But we'll pull the drip tip off here, if I can pull it out. As you can tell, it has a very large drip tip. So you're going to have to, I'm sure I know there's a company called like Stars or something that makes drip tips for this. So as you can tell, it's just huge. The drip tips are huge. Double O-ringed acrylic on the inside, so it really takes down on heat. As you can tell, it does have the drip tip airflow, which I hate, but at least you can shut it off, and I think the drip tip's nice. Very, very wide bore, and then it kind of chokes down a little bit where that acrylic is, but the flavor on this shit thing is amazing. So we'll put this back in here. I'm gonna pull off the top filling, and all it is just twist on. It's threaded on. I like these divots because it really gives you something to hold on to. But you just twist it off here, unthread it. There's your top section, single O-ringed, and man, this thing doesn't leak at all. It's amazing. Look how wide the top filling is on there. I mean, I can put some of my biggest dripper bottles in there just fine, and you can actually slam the tip down in there a good way. Has a real nice actually the chimney on it isn't that huge, and I think that's why it has such good flavor. You can see all the way down in there, but since the chimney's not that huge, but the airflow is at the bottom, it really just pushes all that flavor into your mouth. It's really great, guys. I'm really digging this tank, and I think you will too. But I'm going to tighten that back up here. You've seen the coil. I took the coil out. This still has juice in it, so I really don't want to take it apart. But if anybody knows what a TFV4 does, it has this really big bottom section, just like a TFV4 does. And the coil threads into the bottom section as normal, but the coil actually threads into the top of the chimney. That's what's holding this all together, is that coil that's threaded into the chimney. So when you take the bottom off here, all you see is glass. This is not a ring that actually attaches to anything here. This is actually all one piece. You have nice knurling here on the bottom, so you can really grip it. It has the center pin on it actually protrudes out a little bit, so it's not too bad. The threading on it is freaking buttery smooth, man. Gold plated 510 here, and then you can see on the bottom it has the ZPAL or whatever, just your normal design engraving stuff on the bottom here. But really, really nice tank, guys. I think y'all would really like it, and for the price, it's just, you can't beat this thing for the price. But what we'll do is we're going to go back up, talk about it a little bit more. I'll give you my final thoughts on it. Let you know, I'll make sure to put a link in the description of where I bought it from, and then we'll get out of here. Hold on. Alright guys, we're back up top, and that was the coral tank by ZPAL, or ZPAL, however you pronounce it. That's the coral tank, guys. Like I said in the up close, this does take TFV4 coils. They're both interchangeable, so if you have a TFV4 and you want to try a badass coil, you can go get the Coral 0.2 coils and put it in your TFV4. I've owned a TFV4, got rid of it after about a few weeks of having it. Just didn't like the coils that much, which is weird. A lot of people love the coils, but I just didn't really like them that much. And when I got this one, I was kind of worried because they said, oh, everything's compatible with a TFV4, and I was like, if they base their coil off the TFV4, I'm just not going to like it. But they didn't on this one, guys. The airflow on it is, I think it's even better than the TFV4. The coils just seem to be made a lot better, in my opinion. The quality of the coils, the quality maybe of the cotton, of how the coils are actually built, the real coil on the inside. I like that it's a point two. Um, it's just a really good setup, guys. Um, some pros and cons. This is I believe this is a 25. Yeah, it's a 25 millimeter tank. So it sits really nice on a RX 200. It's going to sit nice on a lot of your other box mods, but like a mech mod or something like that. I don't run Subohm tanks on mech mods, but if you did, it probably won't look that great. But I really like that it's got 5 mils of juice capacity. I'm digging these 25 millimeter tanks. I really like them. I know they're large, but on a RX 200 that is already large, it just actually looks really good. Um, I'm really digging the styling of the tank. I think it's really nice. So that's another pro. The coils being compatible with the TFB4 is a good pro about this tank. The airflow, really nice. And then if you're not one person that really likes a whole bunch of airflow, you can choke it off as well and get a lot more restrictive hit, which is another nice pro to this. Um, I guess another pro for some people is that it can just take however many watts you want to throw at it, guys, because I've ran this thing at 150 plus watts and chain vaping it, and it just keeps up. I don't know what it is about the cools, they just keep up really nice. The flavor doesn't diminish. This thing has amazing flavor. For it to be able to chuck the clouds like it does, kind of like a freaking RDA. I mean, this thing will produce more vapor than like my old Royal Hunter RDA. You know, even though it was a flavor RDA, but this thing, it really makes a lot of vapor, really dense, warm vapor if you like that. Also, I ran it down at 60 watts, which it was its lowest preferred range, and it was very enjoyable. So someone that don't like to run extremely high watts, I mean, this tank can run 60 watts and be very enjoyable. I just like a little bit more heat than that. So I honestly, my preferred my preferred wattage on this tank right now is at 80 watts. That's just straight up 4.2 volts, and I mean it's just perfect. The flavor is perfect. The cloud production is perfect on it. One of the cons is I like how big the drip tip is, but I wish it would have had a 510 actual connection for the drip tip, because this one's a lot bigger. So none of your 510 drip tips are going to be compatible. I don't like that it came with the top airflow like it is. I think airflow from the drip tip is, even though it's kind of new technology, I would say, it's old now. With them being able to go through the chamber, through the chimney, and actually get the top airflow down there on the coil and then come back up, I don't think drip tip airflow should be around anymore. It just kills flavor. But the good thing is you can shut it off, and it actually shuts off very tight, and it doesn't let any airflow in through the top. So it is actually completely shut off. I tested it, and it does not pull any air when you shut it off. Some top airflow drip tips will actually pull in air even though you have it shut off. This won't. It actually is very tight, and you're strictly getting air from the bottom when you shut it off. Another thing is, maybe, I don't know, it's a pro to me. I love the design. I love how it has like those kind of, because when I look at it, it looks like something like you would see a coral Subohm tank to be, with these divots and stuff like that. Because if you're looking at coral and different stuff in the ocean, it's got a lot of I guess textures and different stuff like that. So I really like it. Some other people might not like it. So I guess that's a subjective con to it. Honestly, that is the only thing, and maybe a subjective con to some people would be that it does guzzle a lot of EGs. But you got to think about it this way, guys. If you want good flavor and you want good, really good cloud production or vapor production, you need e-juice to do that. So when people talk about, oh, it's a juice hog, and I'm just not buying it because it's going to run through so much juice, well, then it's kind of, if you're wanting flavor and really dense vapor, you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot, because if you want really good flavor and you want really good vapor production, you want to run more e-juice through the coil. It's about getting the juice to the coil and how well the coil works with it. But if your tank is eating juice, it's because that coil is working well and that it's vaporizing that juice and it's coming to you. I mean, it's not spitting straight liquid into your mouth. So that's why I think this tank has the best flavor that I've out of all my tanks and out of anything I've tried. I'm so pleased with this tank, and I think I'm gonna go and actually purchase one for my mother and my brother because my brother is strictly like an RDA guy. He don't like to mess with tanks and stuff like that because he just loves the, I guess, the feel and what an RDA gives you. And this is the closest thing you're gonna get to an RDA. I'm dead serious, guys. This thing is awesome. But that's all for the pros and cons, I guess. The only other thing is I will leave the link down in the description. For some reason, the website has completely slipped my name. It's Max something, Max Vapors or something. But I'll leave the link down in the description of where I purchased it. I got it for $30 shipped to my house, man. And it comes from California. And I'm all the way in Alabama. And I placed the order, I can't remember what day it was on, but I got a confirmation email, and it was late at night. I got a confirmation email the next following day that a shipping label was created, okay? The next day after that, it said it was in transit. And then so that would be on the third day at lunch, it arrived, so around 12 p.m., it arrived at my house, all the way from California to Birmingham, Alabama. So that's some pretty damn good shipping for you guys. That's some really good shipping. So yeah, I'm gonna leave that link down in the description. I hope you liked kind of what I did with the review tonight, guys. I'm really wanting to start doing, some kind of outdoor shots and just I guess panoramic stuff. I don't know what you say, but I'm just trying to bring something cool and different to the channel. I know the music that I put on the video is copyrighted, but maybe I'm so small they won't worry about it. If it is, I'll change the music on it. And I know it's pretty hardcore for some of you guys, but I like metal music, and it's just a small snippet. It's not like you're listening to metal throughout the whole video. So I just wanted to try something new. Let me know if you like what I did. And also, guys, we still have the 400 subscriber giveaway going on. So y'all make sure to get subscribed and comment because, honestly, I'm just going to put in everybody from the subscribers and randomize them and pick someone from that. So if you can, like the video, subscribe, comment on them, and just to make sure that you're in that 400 subscriber giveaway for the Black Noisy Cricket because that thing is awesome. And I think anybody would be lucky to win it. So anyway, guys, that's going to be all for tonight. We're going to have another review coming up this week of the Temple RDA. I don't think I've done that yet. So that's a 25 millimeter RDA as well. So it's a cool RDA, the Temple. It'll be coming up this week. Also, I have a kind of RX200 hack kind of thing for this RX200 to change your screen color. That'll be coming up this week too, guys. Super simple to do. Anybody can do it. If you got let's see what you gotta have: scissors, tape, and a screwdriver. If you got that stuff, and you have to have one other thing, I'll tell you in the video. But if you have those, man, you can do this. It's super simple. You can change your color to whatever you want. I changed mine to really dark blue, which is kind of hard to tell on video, but that is actually really, really dark blue. You can change it to red, orange, green, whatever you want. So anyway, be on the lookout for that, guys. And I will catch you in the next one, freaks. See ya. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you what kind of vapor this thing I make. Holy moly. See you.